Hey guys, just having a quick look today at some Fallschrimjager. These are by Revell. I'm currently just touching up a few old figures for a game that's hopefully coming up in the next few weeks. And really, I'm just kind of having a quick look at what needs to be any repairs that need to be done. Haven't had these guys out of the box in a while. A little bit of touching up needs to be done there, as you can see. Now, these I bought about 1997. I was doing a battalion of Fallschrimjager using Airfix, Esky and Revell. So these are the guys I utilised. I just wanted to have a quick look at the poses, or just show them to you. I don't have them on the sprue. As I say, they're 21 years ago. That sprue is well gone, and so is the packaging, unfortunately. But just as I say, a quick little look at the poses there, and just my ramblings and thoughts on the sculpt, etc, etc. Now, there is one pose which is missing from this set, which was a guy basically untangling himself from his harness. I didn't use it. And I have no idea where that figure has gone. He's gone over 2 decades, I'd say. The plastic that they came sculpted in was a kind of just a basic greyish plastic. Detail wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't too bad. The major problem was actually a kind of variance in the kind of body proportions. I think they were a little bit skinny, really, I suppose is what I'm trying to say, except for one figure, who was this guy here, who was dramatically bulkier than, if I can just find, there we go, than this guy. So these guys came out of the same box, and they just don't really work. So I didn't use the guy with the MP40, which is unfortunate because he kind of looks kind of cool, except they're kind of very flat as well. So on the skinnier ones you kind of get away with that, but with this guy, not so much really, which is a shame because there's a lot of detail on it, but his head is a bit mushed basically, and just doesn't really do it for me, so I didn't use that guy. But as you can see, that's what I did use, and these were kind of done up in the colours recommended by Revell themselves on the back of the box at the time. So I would have used actually Revell colours, or the closest Humbrol match using colour cards as it was at the time. So that's that. So really you got a kneeling rifleman. You didn't get a standing rifleman, unfortunately. You got that MP40 guy that I was just talking to you about. You got the MG34 with the drum magazine. The lad back there with his rifle on his lap was actually came in conjunction with a little equipment case that would have been dropped separately, a weapons case. So the idea was that he was taking the weapon out of the case, but I just did away with the case because I just thought he could look kind of cooler on his own. The officer there kind of, I suppose, trying to get everyone to move forward. Not a bad pose, not brilliant, but it's okay. It's kind of animated at least. You've a rifleman on the ground there. Again, you can see the little bit of beer mat has to be touched up on the side. All this stuff is worn off of that. You've an advancing infantryman back there with the Kar 98. You've the guy throwing the Steilhandgranate, I think it was called. He doesn't look too bad. The sculpt didn't finish off, the casting didn't finish off at the top of the MP40, unfortunately, on any of the examples I had. But that's as good as it gets. But I say he's a bit skinny. The guy running with the MP40, he's not too bad, yeah. Detail isn't brilliant on him, but he's okay. Radio operator, he has kind of a field cap on or something there. I could tidy that up a small bit now that I look at it. Not the worst, except he didn't come with a base, so I had to kind of manufacture a base. And you had this guy just basically pointing, the enemy are over there or whatever. So that was that. That was basically the Revell Fallschrimjager release from the late 90s. Not the worst, but not the best. I will be doing some Caesar stuff fairly soon, so they'll be I'll be kind of mixing and matching and kind of putting together basically 2 extra battalions of Fallschrimjager for something that's coming up, and we'll be looking at those as well. So that's why I'm doing this video. So look, guys, I'll leave it with you. That's it. Unfortunately, no sprue and no box to look at today in this particular video, as I usually do, but As I say, that box is gone a long time, so at the end of the day, that's all I have left. But have a look at the other videos. As I say, there's other ones coming up fairly soon, so to do with Fallschirmjagers and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be fun, and I'll be painting those guys up in the kind of the Airfix recommended colours. So that's it. I'm going to jog on now and get cracking on some of that, and I'll leave you with that, guys. Talk to you soon. Good luck.